So, once upon a time, there was a town called Sherwood Forest, and it was underneath all of the trees, and you had to look very carefully to see it. Now, in this town, there lived a hare, a bunch of bunny rabbits, and a tortoise. And all the bunnies and the hare decided to have a race because they thought that they were the fastest. And Henry the hare won the race, and he became very prideful because he was the fastest in the town. So every single day when they would walk to the town, Henry the hare would jump past a slow tortoise. That slow tortoise's name was Geoffrey. And Geoffrey would go very slowly, plodding down the road. By the time Henry hopped to town and hopped back, Henry was just getting to town. So he began to tease Henry over and over and over. And Henry had a very bad attitude. Geoffrey, one day, got fed up with it and said, "Who do you think you are? There's no denying that you are swift, Mr. Hare, but surely you can be beaten." "Ha ha ha ha!" The hare laughed. "Surely I cannot be beaten. I've already beaten everyone in the forest." But the tortoise looked at him quite sternly and said, "But, my friend, you have not beaten me." "Ha ha ha, you must be joking." But, of course, because he was prideful, Henry the hare agreed to have a race. So the next morning there was a huge gathering. They had set up the course. It was about a mile long, and they had perfectly set up their seats so they could see the race on each side. The tortoise had woken up super early in the morning, and he gradually walked to the starting line and stood there, breathing a sigh of relief that he made it to the starting line. But the hare, of course, "Oh, I'm so tired." He had only woken up 5 minutes before. So he walked to the starting line, and he laughed at the tortoise and said, "Ha, good luck to you, mate." And as the starting whistle went, the tortoise slowly went off. The hare looked right and left and decided that he was very tired, for after all, he had just woken up. He decided that he needed a nap. So he found a beautiful meadow of flowers, and there he rested his head and fell asleep. The sun was perfect because it was summer and it was warm, and all of a sudden he woke up with a start, and he was so afraid that he missed the race. So he looked down the track and he was like, "Oh, that tortoise isn't even a third of the way past the finish line. I think I have time to get breakfast." So he looked around and he was like, "I want a carrot patch." And he found one right down the road, and he hopped over there and he pulled the carrot out, and it was the perfect carrot you could possibly imagine. So orange and perfect, and he started eating it. And he looked down the track and he laughed again. "I have time to eat more." So he finished his carrot, and then he decided that he was getting kind of tired again. He said, "I need to sleep some more. After all, it is time for my afternoon nap." So he went back to his beautiful meadow, and there he fell fast asleep. But all too soon, the sun started to sink. And as the sun sank, the horizon started to turn blue, and he woke up again. And he looked down the course, and he noticed that the tortoise was only a few steps away from the finish line. Panic seized him, and he didn't know what to do. He started shaking and trembling, and he hopped and hopped and hopped as fast as he could down the course. But all too soon, within one hop space, the tortoise had crossed the finish line. He was so mad, he slumped down in despair and frowned. "Ugh," he said. But the tortoise, being a good sport, said, "My friend, if you wouldn't have been so tired, you would have beaten me. Remember, slow and steady always wins the race." And the tortoise turned around, and there was cheers from the crowd all over, and he was a new hero of the town. So, the end.